So Numa has been out for a couple days now, and I think most people, myself included, have already formed their opinions on this map. And I've been looking around trying to get the vibes of what everybody thinks about it and just trying to hear what people say. And you'll hear a lot of different things. People refuse to play it altogether because it's Vanguard zombies, which fair enough. Then there's people who are disappointed in it, which doesn't make too much sense to me. Like, did you not play the two previous quote unquote maps on this? Like, those were terrible. This is definitely way better than that, but regardless, then of course you have the people who are impressed with it because it's Vanguard zombies, but if it was on any other game they wouldn't like it at all, but because it's Vanguard zombies they're giving it credit, which makes sense. And then you have the people who really don't make sense to me, who are saying that this map restored their faith in Treyarch for them. Don't get that one at all. Like, if you lost faith in Treyarch because of Vanguard zombies, a game that's literally not their game, that most of the zombies team isn't even working on, just like some bare bone team working on this, like, if that's what made you lose faith in them, I don't really know what to tell you. But regardless though, the reason I bring up what other people have been saying about it is because I kind of don't really feel too much similar to any of those people. And to me, how I feel about Numa, and just to get out of the way right away instead of holding it at the end, I personally felt like this map was exactly what I expected it to be. And what that is that it's a remake of the third map of all time, or a World at War map, which means you can't really do much with it, but the stuff they did with it was cool. You know, they made it look different, you know, at night. They added a ton of different things to the map to make it look more lively, throwing papers around the map or radios around the map, not the ones you listen to, but just props and stuff like that, and that's cool. I like the side Easter eggs, especially the one for building the Wonderwaff DG2. That's cool. The bunny one's also really cool, don't get me wrong there. And then, of course, you have yourself the main Easter egg, which personally I expected to be very tame, and it kind of was. It was a pretty tame main Easter egg, and of course it ends off with a boss fight, which I also imagined was going to be pretty tame, and that also was. One thing I found pretty cool about the boss fight though is after you complete the boss fight and the whole Easter egg, you do get a ray gun as a reward, which is rare from Treyarch. They normally don't give us any rewards for completing main Easter eggs. And I don't have anything really negative to say about it because it's kind of what I expected for Vanguard zombies. This is what I expected we were going to get, and it's what we got. And since it's what I expected, I'm not really impressed or disappointed by what we got. I just got what I expected. So I'm just thinking like, yeah, this is cool. You know, it's fun. It's round based. I love myself round based. If you put round based something, I'm going to play it a lot just because it's round based alone. I just like that whole vibe about it. And because of that, I just kind of keep that opinion that it's exactly what I expected and it's good for what it is. I'm taking it for what we got, and I enjoy what we got to an extent, because how I actually feel about this map, and when I say this, I mean no disrespect in either direction here, whether it be to Treyarch or custom zombie map makers, but to me, what Numa feels like is kind of like a pretty solid custom zombies map. And I don't know if I'm really disrespecting anybody there or if I'm really saying anything nice about anybody, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. It's fun to play a couple times, you don't get me wrong. Maybe I'll go for around 100 eventually on it. It's fun to do the Easter egg and stuff like that, but I just don't know if it's anything more than that. And again, this is what I expected out of this map. And to stress it once more, that's why I'm not disappointed or impressed with this map. It's just got what we got, and it's fun for what we got. But of course, that's not to say everything's fun. There are some things that I just flat out don't like about it. Like, I still hate the Vanguard zombies perk system. Like, and we just not spend so much money on just one perk? Like, it costs 15,000 points just to fully upgrade one perk, and you have to do that 5 times with all 5 of the perks, which is equal to like 75,000 points. That's a lot of money. That's not even including that you have to pack a bunch your gun for 5,000, 75,000, and then 15,000. Like, that's already a ton of money. You have to do that twice because you have 2 guns. Like, there's just way too much money to spend. The salvage system is just terrible. You just can never get a lot of salvage, which is weird because you would think they would know how to adjust the salvage drop rate, since they had a similar system in Cold War that worked perfectly fine. But now it feels like you never have enough salvage for anything, which which really sucks. And there's still the Covenant system, which is kind of a mixed bag. There are some good things to be had in this Covenant system, but I don't like that they include certain things in there that normally are perk abilities or even pack-a-punch alternate ammo types, like stuff like that I don't like. But there are some cool stuff mixed in there too, and because of these, Vanguard features that exist only in this game, it's kind of what hold back a lot of good experiences I have, because oh my gosh, I'll be on like round 20 and I will only have one perk fully upgraded, and I've barely started working on another, and I'll have like both my guns pack punch to at least level 1, maybe to level 2 for one of them. But regardless, that's kind of the main problem with this game. It's hard to have fun when you just takes so freaking long to get set in this game. And it kind of hurts me to say that, especially about the perk system, because to me the perk system, or an in-game upgradable perk system, sounds like such a good idea, and I love the idea of it, but the execution in this game is just horrendous. Like, I just don't know why it just costs so much money, and then the abilities you get are just the base ability except better each time, which I don't like that at all. But regardless, that's just how it is when you build a round-based map in Vanguard Zombies. You're just going to bring along all of these Vanguard features that personally I'm not a humongous fan on. I do have to give credit to one of the Vanguard Zombies systems, and that is the ability to upgrade your field upgrade like in-game. That's really cool. I like that much more than starting off with a super broken one off the bat, and the ability to just upgrade just feels a lot better. But regardless though, that's all I really have to say about the gameplay. I guess I should also touch on the story here, because there is a storyline being told, and it's something, man. As someone who went and collected all the radios and listened to all 27 minutes of them, these radios have the same problem that Cold War Zombies did, and I'd recommend watching a video that I'm going to link on screen. It is a long watch, but it's me explaining why Cold War Zombies story just didn't really work, or was disappointing. And unfortunately, I feel like that same thing carries on to this, and most of these radios are radios for being radio's sake. Like, it's not really giving us information, it's not giving us some hint at what could possibly be coming in the future that we could then use as a bunch of different hints to try to figure out exactly what's going to be going on. Like, none of that's really there. Everything of value that they tell us in these radios is directly told to us, and the rest of the radios are just there for the heck of it, it feels like. And that's just not something that I feel like radio should be. Like, for me, I think you just cut down on the amount of radios. You don't need 27 minutes worth of radios on a remake of a World at War map. Believe it or not, it's not necessary. Most of that stuff you have in there is not telling a story that anybody cares about. Nobody cares that Cortifex and Von List are having an argument. Nobody cares at all. And that's not to say there's not any place for that, but it's just the level of that. Like, these conversations that they're having that nobody cares about, that don't really reveal any information, are just a complete waste of time, and I just don't really get the point of them. But another thing in terms of story that they do have is actually ending cutscene, believe it or not. There's 2 cutscenes right before the boss fight and after, and I think it's a collection of 4 whole slideshow images, which isn't a lot, but hey, it does its job, I think. And we do know kind of how this whole story is going to end here, because we do know by the end of this, the Forsaken is going to defeat all these Dark Ether entities and absorb their powers, and then of course this will lead to the events of Cold War Zombies, which should be something, I guess. But it's interesting to see what they're going to do with the final Egypt map, which, if you guys want to know a little bit more on that, I'll link a video to it on screen right now. But regardless, the only thing I could really finish off here talking about the story is the mention of chaos. It does seem that they are trying to involve chaos into the Dark Ether story. I'm not really sure to what extent, but to me personally, I think that they were just testing the waters with mentioning chaos in Vanguard. They know Vanguard is probably not their most exciting zombies experience, so they wanted to just throw something in there to see if that would be something the community would be interested in, and if it isn't, then they'll just forget about it. But it does seem like the community is interested in it, so I imagine that maybe sometime in the far future of the Dark Ether story they will properly tie in these 2 stories. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that one. But regardless though, those are my thoughts on Numa Reborn, or just Numa, I guess. And as I said, it's just kind of what I expected out of this map. And I know originally this video was going to be a little bit better put together. It was going to be like my proper reviews of zombies maps, but in the end, I thought to myself, do I really want to do like a 30-minute video on a review of a remake of Numa? And I decided no, I'll just share my ideas a little bit more like all over the place, but still going through them and explain what I think about them. And hopefully it's been something worth watching. But either way though, that's going to wrap it up for me. But I also love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on Numa. Is there something I said in this video that you agree with, disagree with, want to expand on, or want to counter, or just share your general thoughts on this map? All those work down in the comment section below. Regardless though, if you guys did enjoy the video, I would appreciate if you dropped a like, subscribe, bell, share, or any of that great stuff. But I'm gonna go. I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or when the heck it may be, and laters guys.